Viradhan Karunavaradra Tato Mamanasti Gatirnakapi Sama Sundara Sikanda Shekara Shmirahashram Rali Manohara Radhikar Siman Kripanidhi Sapriya Chadana Kinkare Guru Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Sri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Sarvagri Madhya
Что волны объясняется моей группы Падма, Наталья Предвечного Вишну Пад.
Bhakti Vedanta Siddhavananda Sri Maharaj Evam Nitya Pravishtam Vishnu Pad Ashtutara Sabhasya Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Siddhavananda Sri Maharaj Ji Avacharan Purvena Ananta Koti Shastanga Dandavakya
Limited obeisance to my Gurudev. Previous Maharaj, Lanarandus Maharaj, told us to remove all the fear. Also, my obeisance to the previous Vishnu Palace of Tarashat, Maharaj. My obeisance is also to all the mothers. My obeisance is to all those very pious people that want to listen to my class. To everyone, I welcome everyone. Welcome to everyone. So just now you spoke very well. They spoke very well. They spoke in few words, but they spoke so much. These devotees who spoke now. They spoke about Guru Tattva, the truth about the spiritual master.
Jasya prasadat bhagavat prasadu Jasya prasadat nagad yogi Dhyan subhanta jasastri sangam Bande Guru Sri Charanare Jasya prasadat bhagavat prasadu Jasya prasadat nagad yogi So if you get the mercy of Guru, you can get the mercy of Bhagavan. And if you don't have the mercy of Guru, you can never get the mercy of Bhagavan. So again and again I do pranams to this kind of Guru Pada Padma, this Guru Deva. Guru is someone who Guru is the form of God in this world. God himself appears in this world in the form of the Guru. Acharya Mambichanayat, Krishna, God himself told, "Hey Uddhav, you should understand that the Guru is myself." Vijayat means you should understand, especially that the Guru is directly me. You should never think the Guru is someone, some normal person, some material person. all my qualities. Krishna told to Uddhava. They are also inside of Guru. If Gurudeva becomes pleased, God also becomes pleased. Actually, we are not looking if God is pleased with us or not. Our masters, they explain how Guru can be pleased. This is the thing. If Guru becomes pleased, automatically God will be pleased. Why? Gurudeva controls God with his love. By his love, Guru can control God. By his love, Guru can control God. Actually, the Guru is the topmost servant of Lord. So, we are accepting the Vaishnava conception. There is Sevaka Tattva, the servant, and Sevya Tattva, that one who is being served. Sevaka means a person who is serving. Sevya means somebody who accepts the service. Gurudeva is Sevaka Tattva, he is the servant of God. Gurudeva, through his service, Gurudeva controls God with his service. Actually, God himself told the saints are my heart. God told the saints are my heart and soul. Sadhu means the saints. Gurudeva, he is my heart. And Guru, with his service, he controls, he keeps Bhagavan under his control. Keeps God under his control. The word Guru, we have to understand the meaning of the word Guru. Guru means darkness. And Ru means light. Guru means someone who gives mercy to us and removes all the darkness. Guru destroys all the darkness and manifests Bhagavat Prema for us, to us. This is Guru. The duty of the Guru is to destroy all kinds of darkness that are in the heart of the disciple. What are the darkness? The doubts we have. All the doubts that we have, the Guru destroys all these doubts. Hridayaganta means the knots we have in our heart. What are the knots? We are in this material existence. We are bound in the material existence. So Gurudev frees us from this bondage. He gives us Bhagavat Prem and he sends us to the abode of Lord. This is the Guru. He will take us to the abode of Lord, spiritual world. You told a beautiful verse from the Puranas. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva, Maheshwara. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, this verse. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva, Maheshwara. Hindu Dharma mein three devata ke हम अधिक. So in Hindu religion we give prominence to three deities: Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva. But let's analyze deeply. Brahma, he is the creator of the universe. Vishnu, his duty is to nourish and maintain. And Shiva, he is the destroyer.
destroys.
It's called the strength. Brahma,
so Gurudeva is like Brahma. Just like Brahma creates, in the same way Gurudeva creates Bhakti, devotion in our hearts. Gurudeva can create devotion in our hearts. Give attention to what I'm saying. And the duty of Vishnu is to maintain, nourish. Means Gurudeva, he will nourish the devotion in our hearts. And the duty of Shiva, I told, to destroy. And the Guru, all the anarthas we have in our hearts, anarthas means unwanted things. For example, lust, anger, greed. We have 6 enemies. So the 6 enemies, they are destroyed by the mercy of Guru.
Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva, Guru Sakshat Par Brahma. Brahma sabd कहते हैं बैठनोति दी Brahma.
The word Brahma means one who is everywhere. One who is everywhere is God. For example, Paramatma, the super soul, is everywhere. He's everywhere. He's the smallest of all the small things, and he's the biggest of all the big things, God. He's everywhere. He's the super soul everywhere. So when you say Brahma, actually, Guru as the super soul, he's everywhere. He's the Guru in the heart, Chaita Guru. Means Guru as Paramatma, he's everywhere. Bhagavatam explains this. Chaita Guru Vapusha. When the living entity, his pious deeds, spiritual pious activities become mature and accumulated, this Paramatma, super soul, will appear in front of you, also in the form of the Guru in front of you. Then we can see the super soul which is inside us. We cannot actually see God with our material eyes. What can we see with our material eyes, material senses? Only material things. We can only see material things with our material eyes. Earth, ether, fire, water. Our body is made of 5 elements. 5 elements: ether, earth, fire, water, air. All our senses, all the senses we have, they are material senses. We call gross senses. But when we do the bhajan slowly, in spiritual life, we get the mercy of Guru and Bhagavan. Slowly, transcendental intelligence will come and we'll be able to understand. We cannot see transcendental things with material senses. Please consider it. There is material things and conscious things. What is Chetan, conscious? How do we know something is conscious? That thing will have 3 kinds of tendencies: to feel, to will, and to know. So this is called consciousness, or something with conscious. So feeling is Anubhav, knowing is Jnana Shakti, and will is Icha Shakti. So you feel, you know, and you have desire. So in the soul it is completely there. So first of all, this body is gross body. Inside our body there's one more subtle thing. So our subtle body is Chetana Bas, semblance of consciousness in our subtle body. And this semblance of consciousness. So we have the gross body and the subtle body. The subtle body is formed by mind, intelligence, ego and heart. Inside that, there is the transcendental body of the soul. Transcendental body of the soul is inside of the soul, Atma. You should try to know about your own soul. Upanishads explain. You have to try to endeavor to know about your own soul. You should meditate in your soul. You should know about your soul. What is your soul? Beyond the gross body, beyond the subtle body is the soul. You should know about your soul. Normal people only see the gross body and they only know about gross things. The gross body is always changing. Today your body is here, but tomorrow it changes already into something else, transforming. Our bodies are changing. So our body is always changing. Inside our gross body we have also another body, which is subtle body, which is composed by mind, intelligence, ego and heart. Our mind is also changeable. You are sitting here with your gross body, but your subtle body, your mind is going here and there without ticket, without visa and without passport. You are traveling around the world and then your mind comes back and again goes. The mind is so restless. So in the Bhagavan, in the Gita, Bhagavan told Arjuna, the mind is so restless, so restless. And the mind is always feeling happiness, distress, so many things. It's very hard to control the mind. It's not so easy to control the mind. It's harder than controlling the wind itself. Just like the wind. Wind is going in one direction, another direction. It's not so easy to control the mind. Arjuna told, how can I control the mind? Because if you cannot control your own mind, you cannot attain your goal. Whatever you want to attain. To attain something you want to attain, first of all, you have to control your mind. But your mind is so restless. Flickering mind. Isn't it? Go here and there, here and there. So how to concentrate your mind? You go? You can control your mind by knowledge and renunciation. It's again and again. You do it. This is called abhyas, practice. And vairagya means renunciation. Vairagya means renunciation, means to be far from something which is unfavorable. So abhyas and vairagya. By practice and constant practice and renunciation, you'll be able to attain your goal. Okay, but the body of the soul, Atma, sarira. We should know about the soul. And to know about the soul, we need the mercy of Guru. So only the mercy can save us. The day we attain the mercy of Guru and Bhagavan. The spiritual things you cannot understand with your knowledge or your scholarship. To attain this knowledge, there is only one way: the mercy of God, the mercy of Guru. Only the mercy. The day we get the mercy, then yes, then everything will appear in your heart. Only by giving lecture you cannot realize Him, realize God. By your intelligence also you cannot understand Him. Even if you hear about God many times, it's not enough for get realization. When Swayam Bhagavan gives mercy and appears in our heart, then we can realize. So I ask one question now. When Bhagavan will give mercy and appear in my heart, how will I understand? How can I realize? How can I get this realization? To know about Lord, you have to do three things. You have to be very humble. Pranipatti and then pariprasnena also. Ask about God, you should ask. And sevaya, do service, tendency to serve. That person is Tattva, who has a self-realized soul, he will help us if we come with these three things: pranipatti, pariprasnena, and sevaya. Humble asking questions and tendency to serve. If you don't have these three, you cannot understand about Lord. In the Gita, Bhagavan says, "Hey Arjun, if you want to enter spiritual life, if you want to enter spiritual life, you have to come to Guru with these three things: humble, asking questions, and serving. Shraddha. Those who have faith, they can get knowledge and control their senses. If you have faith, if you don't have the faith, you won't be able to accept like the reality, what Guru is saying, the truth. Faith is the first thing. What is faith? Strong faith. Shraddha, the name is like in Sanskrit, shraddha means faith. Shraddha means what? Faith. Strong faith. Firm faith. Which kind of faith? If I follow this Bhakti, for example, if I follow Bhakti, I'll attain God. If I follow this, I'll attain God. This kind of faith in God. If I follow Bhakti to Krishna, I'll attain Him. I should have bhakti only in Krishna, only for Krishna. Bhakti means bhajate sevate iti bhakti. What is bhakti? Is to serve. Bhakti means tendency to serve to God and Guru. Bhakti, devotion, means service. To serve means devotion. The more you have tendency to serve in your heart, the more your heart will be free from all the bad things. Anartanash means destruction of bad things. The more your heart is pure, the more God will appear in your heart. So to attain to God, first of all, you need the Sukriti, means spiritual pious activities. Do you understand Sukriti? What is the meaning of Sukriti? Su means beautiful, Sundar. Kriti means activities. Beautiful activities. Sukriti means whatever you do related to God and to His devotees. This is called Sukriti. Even knowingly or unknowingly also. I'll give an example. There was a Brahmana. Every day he was in the temple. He used to serve the deities in the temple. It was the temple inside a village. Every day he used to do puja to the deity in the temple. One day, you know the ghee lamp. He left it inside after offering. The fire was there, he left it inside. And still the flame was burning. Was about to extinguish the fire, but then suddenly a rat came and thought it was something to eat, so he ate it, the weak, with his teeth. But what happened is the cotton burned more, like the flame of the fire increased, and because of this, the mouth of the rat was burned. Then he took the fire and he was biting, and he was just rolling on the ground because of the fire. He was desperate, and he was rolling on the ground. But our conception and God's conception is different. God told, oh, this rat is doing arati to me. Because we offer with incense and ghee wicks like this. Bhagavan told, he is performing arati to me. So the fruit of making the arati, this rat obtained. Because unknowingly he served God. Yeah, he died. The rat died because of the fire. But his soul came out of the body, and God gave a destination to him, He came to the body of a princess. From the rat going to princess body. See? So from the rat he came to princess body. In the Gita, Bhagavan says, even if you do a little bit of bhakti, this will never go in vain. Bhagavad Gita verse. If you follow Bhakti Yoga, but you die in the middle way of your process, what will happen to you next life? Bhagavan says, God will give you birth in a very pure, rich family also. Rich and pure. You'll be born in this kind of family. In the Gita, Bhagavan told, you can read it. Read the Gita. So from the body of rat, now he's in which body? Body of princess. Princess means, of course, a lot of money. No lack of money. No lack of money. means all the favorable environment for practice devotion. Maybe somebody is born in a very poor family, the person doesn't have money to buy incense to offer to God, for example. Or also no money to buy a ghee wicks, this cotton with ghee. But if you are born in a rich family, like Sahi Parivar they call it here in India, some aristocrats, you're like wealthy royal blood, like really money, a lot of money. You'd have all the money. Then you can use all your money in the service of God. So from the body of rat, now he came to the body of princess. And when born as a princess, the princess already had some scar impressions from previous lives. So that's why spontaneously the princess from birth, she was offering also, nobody even taught her. She was offering the giveaway to the deities. It's like in the previous birth of rat. She was doing arati without, even no one's teaching her. Whatever we do actually is coming from some scar from previous lives, impressions from previous lives. In the morning I told today the importance of samskar, impressions, Sukriti, culture and Vikriti. So Sanskrit, samskar. Samskar means impression, Sanskrit, culture. Everything comes from previous lives and coming back to us. What we've done before. They are coming before to us now in this life, running after us. So you see, soul went from the body of rat to body of princess. Unknowingly, the rat made the arati, and then now the princess automatically was also serving Thakurji, and in this way, princess got the Sukriti, these good activities matured, and then the princess got association of the sadhu, of the saintly person. Tulsidas explained in the book Ramacharita. If you don't have the mercy of Bhagavan, you cannot associate with the sadhu. And if you associate with the sadhu, you'll be able to get vivek again, means discrimination power. What is the meaning of satsanga? Association of sadhu. You get knowledge, discrimination, what is good, what is bad. You can have knowledge of the scriptures. You can discriminate what is good and what is bad. What is good, what is bad. Who am I? Also you have to know that. Who am I? If somebody asks you, who are you? What will you answer? Who are you? You can say, I'm a man or a woman. First answer. Who is man or woman? This is only the body identification. So what is your name? Judy. Who is Julie? The body only.
That means this is your body's name.
This is the
You are not this body.
But you are not this body.
You are soul.
You are the soul. You are not the house. You are the owner of the house. Try to understand. Griha is the house. Grihi is the owner of the house. Are you the house or the owner of the house, or one who lives in the house? Isn't it? The house is a body. Sorry, the body is like a house. And you live inside the body. You should know about who is living inside the body, means the soul. Try to give some attention. Then you'll be able to understand. So you think I'm a man, I'm a woman. But body is always changing. It's temporary. But the soul never changes. The soul is always going from one body to another body. Leaves one body and goes to another body. Now your soul is inside this body. That's why you identify yourself as being this body, because your soul is inside. But actually, your soul is sariri, means she's living inside the body. So you should know about that thing which is inside the body, not your body. You have to know about him, about the soul. Do you understand? Who is the soul? I have to know about him, about the soul. From unlimited time, we are wandering from one body to another body, one body to another body. Just like you leave one place and you go to another place. This is true or not? If you go to one theater, one pilgrimage place, you stay for some time in one place, then you go to another place, and it's like when you're traveling, you go to many places. The same way, the soul also, leaving one body, going to another body, then another body. It's a shloka from Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavan says, just like, so the body is like a cloth. When your clothes become old and torn, your clothes, old clothes, you get a new cloth and you throw away your old clothes. If you give a new cloth to a boy, the boy very happily would take out the old clothes and wear the new clothes. In the same way, when this body becomes old, it dwindles. So naturally the soul will give up this old body and go to a new body. In the Gita, Bhagavan explains. So you're just giving up the bodies and bodies and bodies. Sometimes you're in the male body, sometimes female body, sometimes human body, sometimes animal body. We're in this kind of species. So now we just did the Bhagavad Sapta. I spoke the story of Bharata Maharaj. I told the story of Jara Bharata. Bharata Maharaj was a person, a king, and he told his own life history. He was the king of all the earth, of all the India, all earth. Actually, what is speak about India today? Why India is called Bharata? Because of this Bharata Maharaj. That's why India has the name of Bharat. First, the name of India was Ajanaba Barsha. Bhakti explains. Before, the name of India was Ajanaba Barsha, but because of this king Bharata Maharaj, then India got the name Bharata Varsha. So Bharata Maharaj was one of the 100 sons of Rishabdeva. He had 100 sons. 81 sons were Karma Kandiya Brahmanas. 9 was Nava Yogendras, 9 yogas. Now there was also some king of one area, Gurudev told the name I lost, and one was this Bharat Maharaj. So 81 were Karma Kandi Brahmanas. 81 plus 9 Nava Yogendra, plus these other 9 kings, and plus 1 Bharat Maharaj. So 100 sons of Rishabdev. Because of this Bharat Maharaj, India has the name Bharat. But the baby deer stayed in the bank of the river and like suffering because he was alone. Bharat Maharaj, this king who had left, one day abandoned many deer, like a bunch of deer came, and this baby deer just followed with them and left. And then it was evening time. Then Bharat Maharaj was searching, where is the baby deer? Where is he? Where is he? So he was searching for the baby deer, went to the top of the hill to try to search him. He was so absorbed in the deer. He didn't know. Like because so much water in the top of the hill, it's like slippery, the stone was slippery, so he just slipped and he fell from the top of the hill and he died. But thinking about the baby deer, he died thinking about the baby deer. So in the next life, he was born as a deer, an animal. Because whatever you think in the time of your death, it's what the next body will get. Whatever the human being thinks in the time of the death, after the death, that next body will get according to what you thought. There's no doubt. So we identify ourselves over the body. I am man, I'm a woman, I'm a human being, so these are identification. But all this is coming from previous life. Like now, this is the consequence of the previous life. You should have faith in the Gita. What God is saying in the Bhagavad Gita is truth. True. Whatever you think at the time of your death is the next body you'll get. So we have one more body inside us. Which body? The subtle body. So look at this doll. Please open it. So this is like the gross body, you see? This gross body. You see, like we are identifying ourselves, man or woman, etc. But inside it, what is inside? Open. Okay, the question is inside another one. This is the subtle body. Mind, intelligence, ego, and heart. And inside this body, there's another body, which is the soul. So you have your soul has a body. Externally looks like only one thing. Looks like only one thing out from outside. But you have this subtle body inside the gross body, and inside the gross body there is one more body, the body of your soul. Charles explained about your soul. You should know about your soul. You should meditate in your soul. You should search your soul. You should know about your own soul. How to know the identity of your soul. So it's not enough to just speak about many times or hear about many times. When God Himself appears in your heart, then you'll realize Him. When Bhagavan mercifully manifests His own form to you, then you'll be able to understand Him. So I have to give up the subtle body and the gross body, and then we'll be established in the body of our soul. Then your bhajan, spiritual life, will be successful. How many times we have been born in this material world, in the womb of a mother? How many times it took birth? We are wandering this material world limited times.
You born in where? Gujarat?
Where were you born? In Gujarat? How many lives you were born in different places? In Gujarat, in Bihar, also in Bharata. Sometimes outside India also you were born. In England, America, in Africa, in Australia, in Brazil. You were born also not? Yes. You forgot. Okay. But Bhagavan says, Hey Arjun, I am Bhagavan. I know, I remember it all. So what I want to say is that whenever we are born, we take that identification for ourselves. Like for example, now we were born in Gujarat, so you say, I am Gujarati. Okay.
What is your identification? Indian.
Okay, I'm Indian. Those who are born in America, they say, I'm an American. Those who are born in the UK, they say we're British. Those who are born in Brazil, they say Brazilian. We're Brazilians. You were born in Brazil, we're Brazilian. What do you say? Brasileiro. Brasileira. But how many times you were born in different places? whatever you were born, you give that identification about yourself. But so all the identifications we have, identities, is about the body. But even about the subtle body, we don't even know. And what is inside the subtle body, even inside the mind, intelligence, ego, and heart, the soul. It's so hard to know about the soul, so hard. Because the mind is so, like each one is subtle than the other, more subtle than the before. Like the intelligence is more subtle than the mind. The ego is more subtle than the intelligence. And the heart, chitta, is more subtle than the ego. And the soul is even more subtle than all of this. So imagine how hard to understand the soul. So when you know about the subtle body, mind, intelligence, ego, and heart, then after that you can know about the sun. So the soul is even more subtle than all of this. So we should know about our soul. We should practice to know about our soul. So how to know about our soul? Tadvidi, pranipatti. You approach a self-realized saint, do pranams, obeisances, inquire questions, and serve him. If you don't study Bhagavad Gita, actually you cannot enter spiritual life, because this is knowledge about the he told this is about the Bhagavad Gita, this verse. Tadvidhi. If you want to know about God, tat means what? There are two things, padartha, two things. Tat padartha and tom padartha. Tat padartha means God. God means tat padartha. And tom padartha means the soul. So now, so there are three kinds of knowledges. Tat padartha again, tom padartha again, and jiva brahma eka again. Tat padartha again means knowledge about Lord. Tom padartha again means the knowledge about the soul. And jiva brahma eka again means the knowledge about the oneness with Brahma. The knowledge about oneness with Brahma. But Acharya explained we have to give up the knowledge about oneness with Brahma, otherwise this is the destruction of Bhakta, Bhakti and Bhagavan, Triputi Vinash. If you think about oneness with God, there's only a zero. There's no God, no devotee, no service. Only zero. So you should never think about merging with God. So two kinds of knowledge we have to accept. Knowledge about God and knowledge about the soul. You have to follow these conceptions. We have to try to understand about God. That's why God gave us this human body. Why? We have to try to practice and understand this truth in this human body. Shankaracharya told this verse. Where have you come from? And after the death, where will you go to? You should think about it. For again and again, in wandering this rotation of the cycle of repeated birth and death. Again and again, we are wandering the cycle of repeated birth and death. Again, being born from the womb of a mother, growing, dying, again taking birth. So you have to think about it. And how can we deliver from that? Just like we are wandering the cycle of repeated birth and death. How to be free from that? I'll tell you a scientific way. Suppose you take a rope, like a thread of 1 meter, like a thread of 1 meter, and you bind a small stone in the edge, and you put the other edge in your finger. When I was a kid, I used to play like this, and just like move like in a circle way. Little bit you move your finger, the stone was bound in the end of the thread, and then the stone will move in like the disc like a circle shape. Yeah, like a circle shape. Have you seen this? Have you played like that? You can check and see. Take a thread yourself, half meter, okay? And bind a small stone in the edge, and in the other edge you bind in your finger. And you just move your finger one time, and you see the stone will move it like a circle. The more you move your finger, more the stone will move in also circle. So the stone is moving in like a chakrabar, like it means like a disc circle shape. But when the stone will come out of this circle, when you cut the rope and then the stone will go straight and go out. So what is the meaning? The souls, we are again and again wandering the cycle of repeated birth and death. If somehow this rope is cut, then you go out of the cycle. You see, when the jivas obtain the bona fide guru, the guru will deliver you from the cycle of repeated birth and death, and then we'll go to the abode of Lord. Jai. That's why the guru is so important. Guru will deliver you from the cycle of repeated birth and death and send you to the abode of Lord. Sarira. Question. Your question is no. The duty of the guru wants to deliver us from the cycle of repeated birth and death and send us to abode of a Lord, to the transcendental world. Guru will do that when you come to the Guru, when you approach him with these three attitudes: obey senses, make questions, and serve him. Pranipatti, pariprasnena, and Shiva. Pranipatti means you approach the Guru with surrender mode. Pranam. The real obeisance is when you surrender yourself. You have to completely surrender. Pariprasnena means if you have any question in your mind, any doubt, you should come to the Guru to dispel all doubts. You can say, Gurudev, I could not understand this. If you have a doubt or a question, you ask that question. Third attitude, tendency to serve towards Guru. Then you can get knowledge from him, transcendental knowledge. That person who has seen God, Tattva, a person who has self-realization, if he sees these three attitudes in you, he will dispel all your doubts and he will make you attain the abode of Lord. Jai. Sri Radhe.